go shopping. How's that? We're going shopping now, and we're buying some groceries, right? And then we're afraid of buying fresh products because we think we're going to get the disease, or we don't know how to clean them effectively. So we go and buy processed food. Wrong, wrong, wrong. All red flags, right? So to both of you, Elizabeth, can you start with the safety about buying fresh produce, and how, to both of you also, how can we shop in a healthy way?
Okay, so it is safe to eat fresh fruit and vegetables. But what the recommendation is when you get them into the house, you need to clean them. So first you need to wash your hands, right? Either with soap or a sanitizer. If you're going to be cutting up the vegetables or fruit on a board or on a surface, you need to wipe that surface down with a wipe that kills 99.9% of germs. And then you must wash the fruits and vegetables, and then you store them properly, either in the refrigerator or a dry location, depending on it. But you must wash them off. But wash your hands first, clean the surface, wash them off with water, and then store them properly.
No Clorox or anything. Water. You don't want to eat that, right?
Water. Yes, the recommendation is water. Yes.
Ok. Nos está diciendo la presidenta Wise que coman productos frescos, que los productos frescos no se pueden contagiar. Hay un proceso para que ustedes puedan traerlos a su casa y ponerlos en su nevera sin estar infectados. Cuando usted trae la compra a casa, se lava las manos, ¿vale? Luego limpia la superficie de donde vaya a cortar las verduras o las frutas, y luego las lava, o primero las lava con agua, no con lejía, con agua, y luego las corta. Siempre la superficie que vaya a tocar la limpia, la desinfecta con algo que es el 99.9% que mate los viruses, y las pone en la nevera y las almacena y ya está. Good. So that's easy. So we have to. So now let's go to our shopping. How do we shop healthily? What should we shop?
Can I start?
That's you, Dr. Tate.
That's you.
Sorry, okay,
that's you.
Sorry, you know I can talk forever. Anyway, so the first thing I tell people is, listen, when you go to the grocery store, you have to start practicing only going into the periphery. All of the bad stuff is in the center of the store. Try to stay away from things that are in a box, because there have been some studies where they're looking at body decomposition after we die, and our bodies are decomposing much less quickly. And part of the reason is we're getting a lot of preservatives in our food. There was a large study, thousands of people in France. You can look it up. I think it's on the Facebook page, where they were looking at people who ate organic, some organic, mostly organic. People who ate over 90% organic actually had 25% less incidence of cancer across the board. So I always tell people, try to stay away from things with processing, with preservatives in it. Unfortunately, with bread and things like that, it can be very difficult. But first things first, stay in the outside of the store.
That's
what
easy.
What I do, I almost want to take a camera with so people can see. The first thing I go to is the produce section. Because believe it or not, when you see all those bright colors and the oranges and stuff, it starts you thinking about that kind of food as opposed to the other kind of food. So when you look at an orange, believe it or not, you register the sweetness of the orange. Now, when you walk by the cookie aisle, you kind of don't want the cookie anymore, right? The sweet's taken care of. You see my point? Yeah. So stay in the periphery of the store. It's very, very important. Another thing that I've done personally is over the years, when I look at a fruit, broccoli, I always tell people at least have 4 or 5 broccoli florets a day. It's very high in vitamin C, more than an orange. I always look at these things that this is something that's going to give me a healthier, happier life. When I see a box of cookies in a preserve, I think this is something that's dangerous for me. That I have made a negative association with food that I know is bad for me. I tell this to people in the group all the time. You must constantly ingest positivity, things that are good for you, because then what comes outside, what appears on the outside, is also positive and healthy for you. So, those 2 quick tips: stay in the periphery of the store, start in the produce section, and look, sometimes I smell the fruit. If it's something different, try something different. I've tried dragon fruit. A lot of the grocery stores, we're lucky here in the Poconos also, we have a farmer's market. And as far as I know, they've already come out once. This is organic food. It's grown locally. It's very healthy for you. And you can also sort of see that the smells are wonderful. It's just a very positive experience. So those are 2 quick tips I can say.
Ok, nos da 2 ideas rapiditas, ¿vale? Para que nosotros podamos comprar nuestros productos en el supermercado de una forma saludable. Quédese en la periferia, quédese en la periferia porque es donde están los productos frescos. Y empiece a comprar los productos frescos, porque una vez usted ve los colores, llena su carrito, los huele, pues entonces cuando llega a la parte de las galletas o de las cajas, que usted debería apartarse, dice, pues ya no me apetece porque ya tengo todos estos productos frescos en mi carrito. ¿Alguna cosa más?
Sí, voy a decirte solamente en español. Cuando estaba en Colombia, los supermercados en Colombia y en Sudamérica son muy diferentes de los supermercados en América. Por ejemplo, la cosa de frutas y vegetales es más grande del parte de cookies, cakes. Es una cosa muy, muy interesante, más grande. Para ver los cookies y cakes es difícil porque están en dentro del supermercado. Sí.
Escondidos.
Vegetales y frutas están en el frente y cada vez están afuera del supermercado porque it draws people in. Personas quieren ver y comprar las frutas. So it's interesting. They use, in Latin American countries, they use the fruits to draw people into the store, not cookies and cakes. It's interesting. And those are in the smaller portions of the store.
Well, that's really good to know. So now we can just focus in the fresh produce when we go to a supermarket. Elizabeth, are you getting some tips too from Dr. T?
Yes.
Me too. I'm going to take some notes.
Thank
Anyway.
you.
Now let's go to exercise, right? Really quickly. Also, many people go to the gym normally, have taken classes home, or they haven't used the gym so much, or they haven't exercised as much because they don't know how to do it outside the gym. And then there's also that part of related that the kids are not in school and families working together. What are your recommendations? First, individually for people that don't know how to exercise outside a gym, and for families to stay healthy and exercise as they should, really.
Do you want to take this, Elizabeth? Or?
Well, I'm going to ask you to comment on, I saw you in a video where you took simple objects that people have in their homes and use them to exercise with. So the one thing that struck me was you had a suitcase where you were using the suitcase to bench press as, a gym equipment. So people have objects in their home that they can use to exercise with that normally they would have used at the gym. So I'm going to ask you to comment on that.
Yeah,
Sure.
Let me say that in Spanish first, very quickly. That's a very good question, a very good thing. Tenemos en casa, dice la presidenta Elizabeth Wise, que vio un video con el Dr. T que estaba utilizando una maleta o diferentes objetos en casa como pesas. Not the mug, of course. That's not valid, right? A mug, especially if it's empty, like this one. So me está diciendo de que le explique, que explaye un poco el Dr. T de cómo podemos utilizar objetos en casa para hacer ejercicio.
Yeah, so see, I'll explain in English first and then maybe a little Spanish. So listen, I've scoured the internet for these things. A lot of people have been doing some things, but the problem right now, it's very interesting. You can try this if you want. Look on the internet and try to buy some dumbbells or some little things. It's very difficult. Everybody's sold out right now because people are buying equipment that they can use at home. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is a lot of this equipment they'll use maybe a couple of times and then they'll just fall back into their old patterns. So it's very important that you do find an alternative way to exercise. So number one, just like Elizabeth was saying, the first thing I have to say is walk. Get out there and walk. God rest her soul. Yeah. And walk and talk if you can too. Sometimes I'm tired and when I get out, I walk and it's getting a little hot now. I just kind of want to get through it. But at the same time, I do sort of stop and I look at the nature and there's a lot of flowers blooming right now. And to be honest with you, I always come from a place of gratitude. I'm so grateful to be living here. We are surrounded by parks and lakes and there's space. We're not living in a city and cramped in. So get outside. Mother Nature will really be helpful to you. The sunlight makes dopamine and serotonin in your brain, makes you feel better, and also tells you night from day. It's time to go to sleep when it's getting darker. So number one, walk. And you're addressing issues with families. I have seen some families getting out with their kids and walking. It's a really, really important time now. What I'm telling people in the group is, listen, what's going to happen 2 or 3 years from now when this is all over and you had all this time at home? What did you do with your time? What are you going to say? What did I do? I sat around, I watched Netflix. No, why don't you get to know your children better? Develop a new hobby. You have so much free time now, and you're forced to stay at home. Like, I would love to be able to go through all my photos. That's my big thing. I want to organize all my photos and all my videos. I don't have as much time. I'm still working. But I tell people, don't waste this time. Make lists. And every day, spend time with your children. Spend time with your spouse. Call an old friend. Get out and walk with a friend. How are you doing? That human interaction, you can still do at 6 feet, okay? That's the first thing you could do. So exercising at home, the suitcase is an old trick of mine because, in bodybuilding, sometimes when you're traveling and you're going for a show, you don't have a gym with you. I'm just going to tell a quick little story. Hopefully this will help. I have a trainer, Charles Glass. He's a very famous trainer. He's in Los Angeles. And he taught me, so he was an exercise physiology major. He taught me something very interesting. So I used to do a leg press where you get there and you push the leg machine up and down like that. So he used to make me do it instead of at a normal pace, 10 up and 10 down. 10 seconds up, 10 seconds down. And I'm telling you, you can only do a smaller amount of weight. It's called isometric exercise, which means the muscle is kind of tense the whole time through and tense the whole time. You can only do less weight with that. Grab a suitcase, fill it with some of your clothing. I tell people put, it's an extra of an iron or something that you're not using in it. Give it some weight. Maybe 5, 10, 15 pounds you can. You can bend over and do rows with it for your back, especially for women. Upper back is really important. You can do shoulder presses. Anything. You want to constantly stimulate your muscles because you will, what I call, decompensate during this time. I'm having that problem too. I'm becoming weaker. And number one, you can use a suitcase. You can use an iron. I've told people to grab an iron. Elizabeth was talking to the video where they were showing me exercises that you can do at home. I put all of these things together myself. The other thing that you have, which most people don't realize, is if you have a set of stairs, believe it or not, that is an unbelievably great way to exercise. If it's all right, at some point, I was thinking about this, I might actually start posting some videos of me with other people showing them how to use. You would be surprised how many exercises you can do on a set of stairs. Even one step, go up, go down, go up, go down. Put some music on. Now, another thing I'm going to say, and I'm sorry, this is sort of the Latina part of me, the Turkish part of me, bailando.
Dance, bailando.
Put on some music,
dance.
grab your kids and bailando. I was thinking about doing this. I've been on the fence about it, but I think I may do it. I actually thought about having a challenge myself, so people getting together, make a little video, everything's safe, of you dancing, and then I was going to offer some money at the end for the people who look like they're having the best time, because we're looking for something, right, Elizabeth? We're looking for something to do. So I'll throw you a little bone, and you got to throw me a bone to show people that you're enjoying your time. This is time you can spend with your family. So walk, number one. Number two, find creative ways. The steps are wonderful. Try to do this for at least 10, 15 minutes a day. It'd be great if half an hour or even 45 minutes. If you have a pet, even better. Get outside with your pet. Grab a friend. Say, let's go walking. Your friend's going to say no, and then you're both going to have a good time. The next time your friend's going to say, let's go, and you're going to say no, and then you see what I mean? You support each other. This is one of the things that we really enjoy in the group. And like Elizabeth said, there's so many objects you can use. You can use irons. You can use a suitcase, fill it up with clothes and things that are heavy, and you can vary the weight yourself if you have a scale at home. There's so many things you can do.
Bueno, dice el doctor T, va primero, you can say, number one, ande, camine, andar, camina. También número dos, en casa hay muchos objetos que puedo utilizar, utilícelos y haga ejercicios, como con la plancha, con una maleta, la rellena, ¿verdad? Tres,
Sí.
¿quién no tiene escaleras? I don't have stairs, but many people have stairs. I have the excuse. Si tienen escaleras, hay muchos ejercicios que puede hacer en las escaleras. Y si no, haga un Google, right? They can do a Google and find out how many exercises you can do in a stairs. And number four, of course, if you're Latin, even if you're not Latin, dance. Dancing makes you happier and makes you move. And it's something you can do, es algo que puede hacer con sus familias, ¿verdad? De 10 a 15 minutos, si puede más, pero como mínimo 10-15 minutes. Not 2 minutes, that doesn't count, right?
No.
Not 2
Yeah,
minutes.
see, I always tell people, give me 3 or 4 songs, okay? Pick 3 or 4 songs that you love to dance to and put them on and do some activity for all those 3 or 4 songs, and then you're done for the day, okay?
Yeah.
At least try that every day, cada día.
Cada día, cada día. And for those that are couch potatoes, how do you say potato couches?
Yeah,
That,
couch
what do you,
potato.
couch potatoes. What do you do con los que le dicen, oh, I don't have to move now. I have to stay at home. Perfect. I have the right excuse.
Well, it's really funny because I always start, and trust me, I've had plenty of people in the program who've really never exercised before. Start little, do something. I tell people just get up and walk around your room, for example. Having a pet is always the best thing because you're forced to kind of take your pet out. But a lot of people, we don't talk, Dr. Davis from ESU helps with the program a lot. We don't talk about exercise. I try not to use that word too much because people get turned off to it. I'm a fitness enthusiast, so I call it exercise. I say just move. The human body was meant to move. We were meant to be able to walk several miles a day, to hunt and gather for our food, and we're not doing it anymore. And now with COVID, it's even worse. And one of the things that happened when we're not getting our blood flowing, you fight infection less, higher incidence of diabetes, of course, obesity. So I tell people, tell yourself, I have to do something to move.
Muévase, muévase, muévase
Sí,
aunque sea en
muévete,
pequeña
muévete.
escala. Muévate. Y
Just
empiece
move.
pequeño.
Sí, para la comunidad latino, es simplemente a decir bailando. Okay,
Bailando.
10 minutos, just give me 10 minutes a day, just pick a song and dance.
Thank you. Pues a bailar, vamos a hacerlo. After this, we're going to dance. I'm going to start the music with my Alex and I'm going to dance.
Bueno,
Thank
sí.
you for that. And just we're about to finish. I want to ask you, what are the services that Lehigh Valley Hospital Pocono offers to address these issues? Elizabeth, can you tell us about it?
So before COVID, we do a lot of screenings so that people can get screened to see, are you pre-diabetic? Do you have high blood pressure? Obviously, now we've transitioned a lot to telehealth so that on your phone, you can call and talk to a doctor or a provider or a nutritionist. One of the things that we offer is classes on healthy eating. And with a dietitian. One of the things that I tell my husband to do is keep a food diary for a couple days so that when you meet with the dietitian, she can go through it with you and say, you should have eaten less of this or more of that. So we offer a number of different options here and the Healthy Lifestyle Challenge that Dr. Tangoren runs.
Pues que el hospital ofrece muchos sistemas para medir su presión arterial, medir su sangre y te ofrecen clases sobre nutrición, que su marido también las utiliza, y también el Healthy Lifestyle Challenge. The Healthy Lifestyle Challenge, how can we do it? When are you going to start? ¿Dónde vamos a empezar el Healthy Lifestyle Challenge?
Thanks. Just real quick, I want to add to Elizabeth's comments. All you have to do is go to the Lehigh Valley Health Network website. And all of these classes and educational things, screenings, and being able to find a physician, you can find all of it on their website. So
That's right.
So you can be a little bit of a couch potato and do that at the same time.
Que puede ser un pequeño. Sí, yes.
Yes, and so for the Healthy Lifestyle Challenge, we're in the last month now. We're in June. The graduation is going to be in July. We always start it every 6 months. The goal will be to start again next year, if the hospital allows us to, in January, and we continue it for 6 months. But here's a caveat to that. I tell people to join anytime that they want. To me, the way that we're going to get through all of this, we are really struggling right now. We have a lot of negativity in the world, a lot. It's especially in our country, we are struggling between COVID and everything else that's going on. So this particular group is all about positivity. We support each other. And honestly, I think the solution to all of the world's problems is to realize we're not individual nations anymore. We're one huge community. We're all in this together. One little infection starts here, and then all the way across the world, it's, killing people. We're so united. So we have to act together. We have to work together. And that's one of the things that happens in the Healthy Lifestyle Challenge. So many people have signed up even after it has started. So normally we start in January and it goes till June. We have meetings twice a month. Right now we're doing the meetings on Zoom. I like to do them live because I like people to interact with me, ask questions. And I have found in the little bit of research that I've done, people that come to the meetings always do better in terms of getting educated and losing weight and things, and getting healthier just in general. So the program will finish per se, meeting-wise, but it's never really over. You can join the group at any time that you want. Again, the Facebook page is Lehigh Valley Health Network, Pocono, LVHN, _Pocono, Healthy Lifestyle Challenge.
Bueno, pues que ustedes se pueden unir al Healthy Lifestyle Challenge en cualquier momento, que eso es a la página de Facebook, porque el curso acabe ahora en junio, aunque empezará otra vez con el apoyo del hospital en enero próximo, pero que hay una página de Facebook y que es este Healthy Lifestyle Challenge Network Pocono, y que ahí ustedes pueden participar porque se pueden apoyar unos a otros. And now, final thoughts. What are your final thoughts? ¿Cuáles son sus pensamientos últimos that you want to share with our community to wrap this up? Dr. T, let's start with you, and we'll finish.
Why
We'll
don't we
give
let
the last
Elizabeth
word
go
to Elizabeth.
first? Yeah, you go first, Elizabeth. Sorry.
Oh, do you want me to go, Christina, or you want Dr. T?
Yeah, it's okay. You can
Okay,
go.
so I want to share a big virtual hug with our community and germless kisses to say thank you for everything that you've done for us. But I also want to share something that's personal to me, and that's hope.
Wow.
I worked at an organization several years ago where we were going through a tough time, and I came into my office and hope was there. And I have taken this everywhere with me. And it's now more important than ever that we don't lose sight of this and give up on hope and working together through this, as well as the other tensions that we're going through in our community. So I share my hope with all of you.
Thank you. That's so beautiful, and it's really touching. And you really carry it with you always.
I do. Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing, right?
I've had this for about 10 years now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get one. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Nos dice la presidenta Elizabeth Weiss de Lehigh Valley Hospital Pocono que ella siempre ella lleva esta esperanza y que nos da todos besos y abrazos virtuales de gracias a la comunidad, y que no perdamos la esperanza. Esperanza is hope in Spanish.
Esperanza.
Esperanza, y que ella lo lleva desde hace 10 años con ella cuando estaba en otro trabajo donde necesitaban tener esa esperanza, y que trabajando juntos y con esperanza podemos conseguirlo unidos. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Dr. T, any final thoughts?
Yes, I'm going to add to Elizabeth's comments, and it's interesting when you held up that word hope. You can't tell right now, but my eyes are full of tears because, it's okay. I've shared this with the group, and I found that one of the things when you want to help people, you let them understand that you've also been through difficult times and you've come out positively on the other side. So oddly, I also have in my house, it's in my kitchen, a little placard that says hope as well. Because, I do. I have that. And one of my goals, either to do it myself or have an artist do it for me, I want a big painting made. It's going to look like a cloud with lots of paint and gray. And somewhere written in the cloud, you can barely see, I want them to paint the word hope. Because, as people know in the group, I was homeless at one point. This is before I came back home here to East Stroudsburg. And the one thing that kept me going every day was realize it's going to get better. And so that is generally the message I will tell people. It's going to get better. It will get better. It will change. We've survived so many of these sorts of things on this planet. We're going to survive this one. Focus on what you're going to do with your time here, because we're in modern times now. We've got Zoom, we've got Facebook, we have the internet, we can order things. This they didn't have back in the day. So I do agree with you to maintain hope. And I'm going to add to that and say, if you look back up here very carefully, you can see there is a silver version of love from the statue that's in Philadelphia. So this worked out perfectly, Elizabeth. You have the hope, and I have the love.
Okay.
I know it's serendipity. Look at that. It's right there behind the phrenology head. There's the word. I always tell people I lead with love. That is in my office, and I have another one that's just outside my door. Before I leave the house, I always say, remember, whenever you approach someone, always lead with love. The greatest leaders in the world realize this, that the greatest successes we're going to have, what keeps the world going is not hate. It's not anger. It is love. The love a mother has, the love a friend has, a brother. So love yourself first. Take care of yourself. Be safe. But at the same time, love everybody else. And I do love this community. Everybody knows that. They're not getting birthday cards. They're not getting whatever. But I love you, which means I respect you. And I'm going to do whatever I can to keep you and make you healthy. And Lehigh Valley has been so supportive of this. They exude love towards the community. And we, are enjoying the love that we're getting back. So hope Yeah, and love each other.
El doctor Ter dice amor, amor y esperanza, que él vive con amor siempre, el amor y esperanza. And
Amor.
love, amor, amor, amor in Spanish, President Wise, Elizabeth.
Yes,
Amor. Amor, vivamos con amor. So con amor, we're going to leave this now. Thank you very much. Good information, so much love, respect, and hope for all of us. And I thank you, Elizabeth, for being here for 10 weeks on a row. Thank you for the Dr. Marachin that you brought, for Dr. T today for being with us. I hope that we will continue doing many wonderful things connecting with our community. And I want to say gracias.
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 Con amor, besos.
Gracias
Abrazos y besos a todos.
And we'll continue being with you, amigos. Please write us your comments. Please contact me. I will forward all your information. We are here for you. President Wise is here with you and her team. Here, Dr. T is here for you. Estamos contigo. Estamos con ustedes. Gracias. ¿Ok?
Gracias.
Amigos, les quiero que tienen todos nuestros vídeos también en nuestro canal de YouTube Café con Cristina. Chao.